Hi everyone, my name is Jenny Smith and this is my online overview. A little bit about me. I'm a first grade teacher at West Shore School District. This is my second year teaching. Last year I taught kindergarten and second grade at the same time. In my spare time I love to read and I knit. And I graduated from Penn State in 2017. My experiences with online teaching and classes is I use Seesaw daily with my students in class. I have some math assessments or progress monitoring that I put on Seesaw, phonics activities and videos and readings online. We also use Schoology for communication between the principals and the teachers. We put meeting agendas and weekly updates on Schoology. And this is my first time taking an online class, so this is all pretty new to me. So the statement, good teaching is good teaching, whether it is online or in a brick and mortar, makes sense to me because no matter where you are in relation to your students, online or in school, face-to-face, I believe that typically as a teacher, you are a good teacher as long as you're working towards a goal of bettering your students academically. So that is the goal no matter what you're teaching, where you're teaching, online or in front of your students. Your goal is always to make your students better, to help them grow, to see that growth. And this statement I can also see as being an overgeneralization because when you say that good teaching is good teaching, you're saying that you can do anything and you're a good teacher. You cannot overlook the fact that both of these types of teaching is difficult in their own ways and it requires a lot of preparation and time and effort. So we can't just look past this and say that being a teacher either way is you're a good teacher. You have to really work for it and do your best. So there are definitely some challenges that were outlined by Leanna Archambault. So one that I would like to learn more about is the course content. Teaching online, what am I allowed to change in the course content? Is that outlined somewhere? What cannot be changed? Again, I don't want to cross any lines or do anything like that. So what am I allowed? Am I allowed to add things to the content, and how flexible or unflexible is the content that is provided? And then another thing is student issues. What can be done about students that are unwilling to participate? What can be done when a student is acting out and when you're unsure something's going on in the home? So we all pretty much know that when a student is acting out and something is not being taken care of and they're unmotivated, there's something else going on, and what can we do to help them out in that situation? So watching the commercials for online learning was very interesting. Of course, they highlighted all the really great things that they did in their schools and how they can help students, which almost made me want to teach for them, which is amazing. They're doing really great things and helping students be more individualized in their learning and things like that. So some of the standards that each of the schools touched base on in their videos are in the K through 12 individualized learning. They talked about parents and students have to have a say in what they're learning. So they really talked about and emphasized how the students, the parents are involved in the planning and how it can be changed and things like that. So that helps with, that's part of Standard C. Standard D, teachers are able to provide feedback to help students succeed based on their needs. They are also able to develop intervention plans and enrichment plans for their students. So one of the teachers actually said that individualized learning plan is not something that they create and file somewhere. It is something that they create and then revisit. So they make sure that the goals are met, and then if they're not, they can change them pretty easily. Then for Standard F, they identify students who are struggling and then make changes to their individualized learning plans. Again, kind of like Standard D, where they really help to help those students out and make changes if they need to. And then Standard I, teachers are able to use a data plan, use data to plan their instruction and personalize their students' learning experience. So again, just like kind of like every other teacher in the world, they use the data that they find and that they get from their students to plan their learning, but more of an individualized and personalized way. So for Carpe Diem, they really touch space on Standard A. So teachers are able to be flexible. They really emphasize this, that it was a that they can customize the learning to their learners and educate them better that way. It was really, really emphasized in that commercial. And then Connection Academy, again, standard A, creating face-to-face blended and online environments and encourage students to participate as global citizens. Here, they talk about having clubs that students can join so they can interact more and actually make friends, things like that. So that was all very interesting. Something that I thought that the commercials did not fit with the standard as much was they all really emphasized individualized learning plans. In every commercial, they really emphasized how they create custom education, sometimes 24/7, things like that. But they didn't really talk about the standards, the state standards that they have to follow along as well. And I feel like that could be a little bit misleading and not identifying or talking about those standards as well, that there's still things that they have to follow, and it can't be planned just for that student. There's still some rules that they have to follow along with that as well.